Hey, hey, hey. What's going on, fam? How are you guys? What's poppin'? Hey, guys. Feel like I'm looking a little washed out today. How do I look? Can I maybe change this angle a little bit? That might be a little bit better. Hello. What's cracking, fam? How are you guys? Let's get this up a little bit more. All right. What's going on? Hey, Ops. What's cracking? Ooh, that's really big. What happened there? All the things. GG. Long time no talk. How are you? Hello, my darling, my good friend, one of my greatest friends. I miss you. We definitely have to catch up and do another one of our lunches. You and Rob are supposed to come to Philly. Jackie, I'm waiting for y'all. The weather's nice. Y'all gotta come down. West Side, right? I do look a little washed out, right? I was messing around with some stuff. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know what's happening. I think it's the settings from the camera itself. And let me see this. I'm trying and I tried doing, if I go back to control center, I think that's a little bit better. I don't know. I can see the washed out. Yeah, right? You can see all of my tan. So, secret, I actually how's this? Changing the Kelvin. In my house, I usually use 4700 Kelvin. This is a little bit better. Trying to mess with some things. I think that's a little bit better. Let me see, what Kelvin is this? This is 3300 Kelvin. And in my house, I use 4700 Kelvin. It's also much closer to me. Here at Angie's house, the light, I need to get my life together. What's happening here? Now I have shadows. I know, because I keep moving it. What is cracking? What's cracking, fam? Let me swap this stuff around. What is... I know! Ob says, ooh, that's how I can customize. Let me just go here and let me bring in... I'm using Stream Deck Mobile, so you can see that if it wants to get in focus. There you are. Using the Stream Deck Mobile app. And so there is one button. And I'm going to take the one button. And you saw the one button that I just filled out right around my thumb. And if I come back to you guys and I do add last comment. There you go. Halfway through. I know. So here's the thing. This light right now is at 5%, this light. And now that's 3%. That's the lowest that I can go. It's at 3%. I was messing with all the things. I'm gonna drive her absolutely crazy because I was messing with all the things in her desk area. I'm like, babe, you gotta move the camera. Babe, you gotta change this. Babe, you gotta do that. She left the room. That's okay though. Anyway, let me just come back to my Stream Deck. My mobile Stream Deck. What's cracking? Day 50. Let's see. What is up, K-Walk? How are you doing? What is cracking? So you can see why I love using a teleprompter and a confidence monitor, because I have the camera up here, and to make eye contact with you guys, which I absolutely love doing. I think that makes a great engaging stream as I'm trying to figure out this. And if Gigi, if this is how your low profile arm works, I'd want to throw it out the window, honestly. And now, oh my God. Well then, hold on. What happened here? Don't do that on a stream. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I just finished telling Angie. Oh my God. What? I'm about to end the whole stream right now. Why does the most embarrassing things happen when I'm streaming with you guys? Oh my God. Hold on. What is happening? Why? What is happening? Listen. All right, let me see. Can I fix this? All right. We're going to leave this. Why? I know Lewis would enjoy that. Of course you would, Lewis. And now look, I'm going to leave my head cut off. I'm not touching anything in Angelica Jimenez's setup right now. We're going to leave it right there. We're going to leave all of my head cut off. You're going to see the top of my forehead. I'm going to try to fix the mic a little bit. Let me see if I bring the gain up a little bit. Oh my God. I'm yelling at my TV. That's what happens. Guys, I don't want to touch anything. I want to just sit like perfectly still and just leave this right here. Just like this. Poor Angie. And it's so funny because I was messing with stuff. So I'm looking, and I know Gigi has been telling me that she absolutely despises her low profile arm from Elgato, probably for about 2 months. And I'm like, no, I love mine. I have no issues with mine. So no matter how tight exactly what Gigi has been telling me, no matter how tight I make these adjustments, and the pod mic, this is a really heavy mic where I didn't realize how heavy it is. And my Lewitt is nowhere near as, let me see, oh my God, you guys, what's happening? Can we do this? I'm trying to like fix this. All right, so we're going to see if this works. All right, what am I doing? Where's the other piece? Okay. That didn't work. That is not the wave. I'm about to just hold it like a DJ. Hey, yo, 1 2 1 2. What's cracking? This is how I'm going to hold it the whole rest of the night. I'm going to take the camera like this, and I'm going to hold the camera like this, and then I'm going to hold the microphone like this, and this is how we're going to do the stream for the rest of the night, because legit. And you know what's funny is that I'm going to go home at the end of the week, and Angie's going to be so mad at me because she's going to be like, you see what you did? And I feel like I just peaked a little bit. Sorry, guys. But this is good. In all seriousness, this is good because then I can at least help her get her set up better. All right. I'm going to leave this like this. I think you guys can hear me fine. I don't know. Let me check in on you guys with the comments. But what I was saying before the camera decided to go sideways was that this is why I will recommend anyone use a confidence monitor with some sort of teleprompter setup, whether it's an iPad, another monitor, whatever the case may be. Because really having your camera in the teleprompter where you can see the comments on screen makes, for me personally, such a better experience when you're live streaming. Because right now, like, I'm looking at you guys, and from my peripheral, I can see that the comments are kind of moving. But if I want to read the comments and see what you guys are saying, I now have to change, right? And I'm looking down. I don't know. I don't think that that's fun for a live stream. Gigi says, just hold the mic. For real, right? K-Walk says, that pod mic could kill someone. It's heavy. I didn't realize how heavy the pod mic really is. Like, it's extremely heavy. So then the other thing, what I will say in Elgato's defense is that Angie has like a weird desk where it doesn't have a real location where you can do the desk clamps. So like the low profile arm clamps to the desk. The majority of the microphone arms will clamp to the desk with the twisty thing, and you put it on the bottom. Her desk has two open shelves or two open drawers, and the drawers, don't make fun of how I say drawers, by the way. Okay. But the drawers are not wide enough for that piece of where the clamp goes in. So taking away how heavy the pod mic is, the desk is also not the desk, but the microphone arm is not as secure as it should be. So I also think that that's creating some of the instability for the microphone. What was funny is that I was trying to like center myself a little bit better with the camera and trying to just get everything better placed. And she has a DSLR, which DSLRs are naturally heavier than like the Sony cameras that we have, the mirrorless cameras. And the quality tripod, we definitely will be getting her a much better quality tripod. I'll see if I make a trip to Best Buy tomorrow before I leave. The tripod is good for a cell phone or a really light camera. It's the DSLR it can't handle the weight. And I was just telling her that. I'm like, babe, your tripod is not really meant for this camera. She's like, leave my camera alone. I said, babe, it's not the camera. I'm not talking about the camera. I'm talking about the tripod. She's like, leave my camera alone. Left the room, and you saw less than 5 minutes into the stream, the camera said, the tripod said, oh, you want to talk about me? And that's what happened. Angie, you missed it. You missed it. No, ma'am. And let me lower this. You absolutely. All right. So what I need to do is, maybe that's what it is. Let me know if I'm peaking, guys. It sounds like I'm peaking. I'm trying to keep an eye on the levels for you guys to make sure that I'm not too low, but that I'm also not sounding horrible. And Angelica, your whole tripod and your whole microphone, this setup tonight, you need to go back and rewind it and see what happened, because legit, the camera just went, and then the microphone went, and so anyway, Gigi says, that arm is garbage. Trust me, you will do so much better. So Angie and I did talk about getting her a different desk, because I know that the setup itself for the desk with the arm is not really the best, but she really likes her desk. But the problem is finding another, mic arm stand kind of thing that has the same kind of clamp. I don't think that getting another microphone arm is going to eliminate that problem per se. I think it's because of the way this kind of desk is. So the better solution would be to get a different desk, but Anyway, this is not a stream. It's an India stress test, right, Paul? You know already. I was like, oh my God, like what is happening? I started to like get embarrassed. I started to get like, oh my God, I don't believe that just happened. Anyway, hey, Kevin, what's cracking? How are you? Would you be able to take a couple of 2x4s and clamp those under the desk edge to make your desk thicker, more clampable? See, we on the same page, because I thought about that. So she told me the problem. She got this arm maybe about 2 months ago. She did tell me about the problem when we were trying to start off our podcast, and she was setting everything up, and she showed it to me. And the first thing that came to my mind was like little building blocks that every kid has. I'm like, babe, you have to have like wooden blocks, which is in theory little mini 2x4s. And that's what I thought of. I said, if you put little blocks, it should work. And she tried it, but it didn't work. But I have not tried it. And I don't want her to get mad at me, because it's going to end the one of two ways. I'm going to end up saying I told you so, or she's going to end up saying I told you so. But I did think about that the other day, Kevin, where I wanted to see for myself if I can make it work. And that's all I'm going to say with that. No, Kevin. She made me try that seat when I was setting up for the podcast. Remember, India? You see, I didn't even see that comment yet. And look at the rolling of the eyes. That's why I'm like, I didn't really want to try it, because look at the rolling of the eyes all in that comment. Whatever, babe. That's how I feel. How about not saying I told you so? All right, Gigi. Gosh. I mean, I guess that's a solution. God, me say I told you. my goodness. We are halfway. I'm gonna work around what I'm working with. And then tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna have to make a trip to Best Buy. Definitely get a better tripod for her. And then I gotta see if I can get the wall mount and maybe mount the camera on the wall where she can pivot it kind of that way. Anyway, Paul, what's with the eye roll? You know, y'all and team Angie, y'all are making me feel some kind of way. Anyway, yeah, I was stressed about taking over your studio. I mean, not really stressed, but because I think overall it is a good space. I think with the light, it's a good little space. But with the microphone syncing and with the camera and with, I don't know. Anyway, I'm coming to the understanding that I have no idea that the actual meanings behind the, why? Wait, what? Wait. Louis, what? Louis, I bet I can only imagine Louis right now. He's probably dying right now while he's reading the stream because I can only imagine, and I feel like it has something to do with one of these emojis, and I said that it's rolling eyes, and he probably thought, Louis, I can't wait for your response. Please tell us. Please tell us in the comments. It would just be further confirmation that you should have set it up. All right, girl. All right, all the shade. You are 100% right that I probably should have set it up myself. Paul did, in your defense, say that I should have made a trip to go see my girlfriend. And while seeing my girlfriend, I could have set up the little mini studio space for her. So, and now we're just doing emojis. So I did get some scenes set up for you guys. You saw I had my countdown, the eye roll emoji. But no, I know that's what it is, Louis. But what did you think it was? That's what I want to know. What did you think that this was if you didn't think that this was the eye rolls? Like, that's what that is. This is like oh, God, it's like an eye roll. Like, oh, like that kind of. Even with the sound. You got to do all of that. Like, that's all of that in there. And then this is the That's like the surprised. You got to do the sound effects because that just adds more oomph to it. Hi, Paul. Paul is just going to go through all of them to make sure that Louis understands and has a good understanding of what the emoji really is. So I did mention to you the last couple of days looking up. What? I mean, that's a good explanation. He is technically, or she is technically looking up. However, Louis, that's actually like they're rolling the eyes. Like I said, that it's like, oh God, like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's all right. Angie told me about her dad back, I think she said when it was like Facebook was really popular, or, and everybody was like on Facebook, especially the parents. Her dad would say LOL, and he thought that LOL was lots of love. And he was steady using LOL, LOL, LOL. And I don't remember what it was, the other half of the story, but that eventually they were talking and he told her that it was something lots of love. And she, like, when she told me the story, she was crying, laughing. And if you knew Angie's father, like, he's this big macho man, like, masculine, manly man taking care of his daughter. She's a daddy's girl. Like, he loves her, lots of love, but that's not LOL. It's all right. It happens. That is definitely the path you're down, Louis. That's okay. Oh my goodness. How do you do this one? Wait, why? Listen. Okay, hold on. So that one is, I don't know. So for me, that one I feel like is a, but I can't flip my head upside down, Kevin. So I know you tried to get me there. But definitely of the shrugs, and then the sound effect is like that. And then, this one I can absolutely do. That's one of my favorites. This is the That's that one. I see y'all. Anyway. That is it, Mr. Riley, 50th in a row, 50 more to go. I'm very excited, very happy to be here, very happy to be celebrating with you guys. Angie says, my dad thought LOL meant lots of love, not laughing out loud. I suffer from old I was diagnosed not too long ago. He used to put it under the most inappropriate things, right? That's what I think it was that finally she asked him. And then there was one, right, babe? It was like recently. That's what made you tell me the story. But it was one recently that he also used. And we were crying because I remember you telling me, and we literally had tears because he used it all the way wrong. Texting on my iPad is not working. Where are you going? What's happened to your laptop? Do you need your laptop? I told you to come in and just sit down and keep us company. Maybe the camera wouldn't have done everything that it did if you would have hung out with me. Anyway, that was me waiting to see the previous one. Oh, okay. Got it. You know what, y'all? Anyway, so what I was thinking was just to get back into a little bit of like how-tos and do what I have been doing for the most part of my 50 days of streams is just a little bit of going over some of the tools that I use. And one of the things that I thought about showing you guys today was a little bit of Kajabi on the back end, which I think probably all of you guys here know what Kajabi is. A lot of people use it for like master classes and coaching and things like that. It is not inexpensive, right? So I'm definitely working on language with certain things, especially when I'm talking to this community, because I don't think unless we're talking about somebody's tripod that is cheap, that's a totally different thing in terms of flimsy. That's where we should really be using about the word cheap. But when we're talking about comparing the cost of something, it's either something that's inexpensive or something on the more expensive end, more higher end. But then it's what's the value proposition? Is it cost effective? Why would it be so much more? Why would it cost so much more versus something being a little bit more inexpensive? So I say that because Kajabi, the minimum monthly plan is not inexpensive, in my opinion. And I think that that's also relative to a person's budget and where they are with certain things, because I'm just starting out. And so I'm not monetized on YouTube. I'm not making consistent money from this stuff. So it's definitely coming out of my pocket, right? And I'm kind of getting the ball rolling. That snowball effect is still picking up and creating a snowball effect. In theory, I don't even have a small snowball effect yet. So I'm in the process of creating a snowball effect. These expenses where I'm paying for things like Kajabi is not inexpensive. So it starts off at $150 and the next plan up is $200. So I was thinking about going into the back end and showing you that it is a little bit on the higher cost side. However, the value proposition, I've said this already a few times, the value proposition that you can get from Kajabi, depending on what you're really looking to do as an entrepreneur, it doesn't even have to be a content creator. This can just be anyone who's an entrepreneur. So like Kevin, I know that you do a lot of stuff with baking. If you wanted to like do classes and teach people like how to bake and do live webinars or do pre-recorded classes or anything like that, you can definitely take advantage of Kajabi and host little mini classes there. So it's not that perspective of, oh, it's YouTube, it's only content creators. No, it's for anyone who is an entrepreneur, any sort of business owner who's looking to bring in revenue, whether it's an additional side stream of revenue or make revenue their main source of income. Let's see. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you. Yes, I am going there with the value proposition and talking about the differences between expensive and inexpensive and cheap and not cheap. So I wanted to show you a little bit. I finally created like my lead magnet, which I'm going to be, I don't know if I'll share it tonight. Definitely by tomorrow, I'll be sharing it. I mentioned already that I'm going to be doing a free webinar, a 30-minute webinar through Zoom every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard to basically, and it's going to be marketed in Ecamm. So it's called Ecamm On Deck, to kind of, I guess, like a lead magnet, right? To create leads and create awareness about my Stream Deck Masterclass and to show the value proposition from me as someone who is the instructor, the trainer, the coach, the consultant, whatever you want to call it, where you would see the value in actually investing in my masterclass already. So with that being said, let me just go into the screen share here. Let's go into, so what I'm going to do is, and let me just move around the comments so I can look at some stuff here. Baking is fun, but not sure I want to do that forever. And that was just off the top of my head because I know that that's something you do. I was just trying to give a quick example that wasn't necessarily content creation related. That's why I said that. But for anyone, whatever it is. So like a lot of fitness coaches will sign up for Kajabi to then create their membership and do like personal training sessions through Kajabi, or like nutritionists and things like that where they have plans. Like it's crazy if you sign up and you become a part of the Kajabi Facebook group, just the different types of entrepreneurs and how they use Kajabi to bring in and create additional revenue. Paul is bringing up the information for my masterclass. Thank you so much, sir. So that'll bring you not just my masterclass, but all of the products that I have on there. Kevin is saying, totally understand the value of something like Kajabi for monetizing that type of business, right? Any type of business like that. So on the left-hand side here, this is what the Kajabi from the back end. So from a person who has paid for Kajabi to create now their business and recurring revenue of any sort. And so you have your website. So for me, I didn't have any of this stuff, right? Like the only thing I had was Buy Me a Coffee. I think all of you guys here have a Buy Me a Coffee account. And so it's great. It's good for quick support for people who want to, throw you a couple of bucks that way. You can do posts, you can have a membership, but Doc moved away from Buy Me a Coffee for membership. Diana moved away from Buy Me a Coffee for membership. It's not really, and it makes sense, right? Because they don't really charge us as the creators. So again, when you're thinking about it from that perspective, where it is inexpensive, in this situation, free per se, how much can you really give to your community versus comparing that to, let's say, Mighty Networks, where I think from a user, if you want to create your own community through Mighty Networks, it's about $40 a month. And then it's crazy, the things that you can give to your community. Or with Kajabi, like I said, the starter plan is $150 a month. And then the next plan up is $200 a month. I took advantage of the free trial that they started off for February 22nd because it was $222.22. They actually gave whoever signed up on that day 2 months free, and it was the basic plan. So I had 2 months free on the $150 plan. And so that just ended this weekend. And so once the 2 free months ended, I immediately upgraded. And now I'm on the $200 a month plan. So when you think of it like that, I have to bring in enough revenue on a monthly basis for it to pay for itself. Now, technically, I've already done that. And I've used the revenue that I've brought in for different things. I had to officially form and register my business. I signed up for membership through my business through the LGBT chamber so I can start reaching those entrepreneurs on there. So I use the revenue that I got from Kajabi so far to put it back into the business in other aspects. And then as I continue to grow the revenue, I'm going to switch to the annual plan so that I can make sure that I get that out of sight, out of mind once I bring in enough revenue to cut that cost. But in theory, right, I need to sell at least one masterclass a month, which is one of my masterclasses right now. The Stream Deck masterclasses is over $200. So if I sell at least one per month, then that covers the cost, right? And you can break that down in different ways. If you have smaller products, you can do different things. Like, I've mentioned that I want to do a LumaFusion, thanks to Kathy for the idea. I want to do a LumaFusion smaller mini masterclass that it won't be as in depth. Right now I have about 28 lessons in the Stream Deck masterclass where I can do a LumaFusion and it can be about 7 to 10 classes. where it's very basic, gives you editing, cuts, keying, things like that, audio, fade in, fade out, all of that good stuff on how to edit from the iPad's perspective. But then that's not going to be nowhere near as expensive. It'll be, or nowhere near as costly, I guess. It's going to be on a much lower scale because you're not going to be getting as much. So you can absolutely do little things like that. I was talking to Angie, and with the value and with the feedback that you guys were giving, I said to her, well, listen, I can do the outline with you. I can help create it for you where you're just recording and, do all the little videos with the outline. We can host a TikTok masterclass on the site and create additional revenue there, right? So just thinking out of the box that way. They provide you with a website if you don't have one already. If you want your blog, you can start a blog. So I didn't have any of that stuff. Literally, the only thing I had was Instagram. I had, of course, my YouTube channel, and then I had the Buy Me a Coffee. So for me to take advantage of all of the features and benefits that's available, I said, all right, I'm gonna make these $200 work for itself. So I built out my website. If you guys go to the site, you can see everything that's there. And then within the website, you also have a few different things. So I have the blog. It's still a work in progress because that's why I'm paying for Jarvis to take advantage of that to help me create content for the blog through Jarvis. Got to get into that whole workflow. There's a contact page. So these are all the pages for my website here. And it says it right on the top. You have your website. And then you have a landing page. So I have right now 3 different landing pages. So when I was building out my site, I did a links in bio page. If you click on it, it's super simple and super intuitive. And I absolutely love that. Let me make this a little bit smaller for you guys so you can see here. What do we have? Or if I just... Let me 1 second. I don't have my glasses to see. So it looks like that's all. What's happening here? Oh, I think I know why. All right. So hold on. Kevin, I saw your comment. Kevin said, let's do, maybe I got to move this way. Yeah, that's what it is. I had to move this. Got it. Let's go back. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure that you guys can see almost everything. You don't need to see everything in detail. But Kevin says, let's do the Luma Fusion Masterclass. I'd hop on that in a heartbeat. So I absolutely am going to do that. The difference is the reason why I needed to wait. And so Dr. Elo and I are also going to partner together because we're actually going to do an eCam in Espanol masterclass for people who want to use eCam, but they would rather, because there's a whole different community out there that we can reach, right? I know that I've actually helped clients that have reached out to me that Spanish is their first language, and I help them, with understanding the things and stuff like that. Dr. Elo, the same thing. So that's another class that I'm going to add on to the site. So when you're talking about the $50 difference between the starter plan and the next plan up, the $150 a month plan only lets you give 3 different products, 3 different sales. Where when you go from $150 to $200 a month, you go from being able to sell 3 products to now 15 products. And so my masterclass, the Stream Deck masterclass, was, of course, 1 product. I had been talking about that for over a year. So I needed to finally get that out and get the ball rolling with that. And then I uploaded 2 individual coaching sessions or coaching opportunities, a package, and then a one-on-one coaching class for like coaching / consulting. So for different things, whether it's for people who need help with eCam or, like I said, interacting with people from the chamber that they see all the things that I can do. That's where I would send them to. I charge on a monthly basis. And so my coaching package, the coaching for the hour, and then the Stream Deck Masterclass. Those were the 3 products. So I was capped. And I wanted to make sure that I capitalized on the 2 free months. And so that is why I upgraded now to the $200 a month, because now I can add in those more products, right? I can go from 3 to 15, which then the LumaFusion will be a mini masterclass. I'm going to do a mini masterclass on the Loop Deck. Angie agreed that we'll do a TikTok class, Ecamm en Español. So a whole bunch of all of those different features, to help bring different revenue from different aspects. So Pastor Vaughn, what's cracking, brother? Says, I heard that someone thought LOL meant lots of love, and that was their response to someone who got sick. Well, Angie's father thought that LOL meant lots of love. I don't remember what he was responding to her on, but that's what he thought. So Kevin says, I really love the idea of creating your own link and bio page. Give your own domain an authority that hits over others, Linktree or others. Yeah. So I was absolutely blown away by this here. So they give you different templates, which I love. This was, and it's super simple. So I liked how clean this template, I don't remember the name of it, but I liked how clean this template looked. You can customize the colors of the buttons. So red is my favorite color. So I made, you see the social media icons here, and these are all clickable buttons. So you can see that as I hover over the different blocks, you can click on edit, right? So I have this main block here, the top. When I click on edit on the left-hand side, that's where you can customize everything. So you see you have your block here, that my name, I italicize that, a little brief description, right? Lover of tech and passionate about helping people. The same thing with my picture. You can select a picture, and then you can do different things as well. So check this out. With the picture, under it, you can have an image action if you want, where someone clicks on that picture, it can do something in particular. So if you drop down that box, that picture can take you to different sections of your Kajabi site, whether it's a checkout page for a product you're trying to sell, go to a URL, blah, 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 right? Like all of that stuff there. I left my picture alone. You can do some of the specifics. You can see here with the width, the caption, all of that good stuff. You can take a look and see what this looks like on your desktop versus your mobile layout. If you want to have any animations or like time reveal, you can mess around with those effects there. On this website, I do think I have a time reveal actually. And so this is the site here where you can edit everything. So you can see I added these blocks where it's check out my workshop, my weekly live streams. So my weekly live streams, that is a clickable link, right? And so go to a URL, and then that takes people directly to my YouTube site. Sammy, what is going on? Sammy Superstar, how are you doing? So I edited these links here. This gear that I use in recommendations will take the customers or take the people who are on my website to my kit.co page. This does take me to my Buy Me a Coffee page here. And then this is a cool contact me site that I did from within Kajabi. We can look at that as well. You can sign up to, for my email list here. And so as you create your edits, and then if you click on the actual background itself, then you can choose the image, right? So that was an image that I got from Unsplash. I put it on here. I need to clean up my office because some of these pictures I actually want to have of my office itself. I just need to clean up and do all wire management before I did that. So, and if you click over here on the left-hand side, it has this little arrow. What that's going to do is that's going to give you, as you make your edits and you hit save, Sammy, leave me alone. I just got it from Unsplash. I didn't even look at that until you said it. Gosh, Sammy, gosh. But as you make your edits, you have to make sure you hit save so that it takes effect. And if you want to see it in real time, what it looks like, yes, I did get your joke, Sammy. You're so funny. You can see that I did do the animations, right? So as we scroll down, you can see the animation of the boxes coming up like that, the time reveal. And then as I go down in the website, they kind of do the same thing. They back out. And then if we click on this contact me page here, This is, I did this in Facebook business page through the messenger options, where then somebody can send me a message right through Facebook Messenger to my business page, and that'll come on my cell phone right away. So all of this stuff is really easy. I would say it's intuitive. It's not like, it's intuitive once you start clicking and you start looking with the links. Definitely very intuitive and user friendly, but you have to click the links and mess around with it. And then kind of the pieces fall together, if that makes sense. So it's not like it took me a couple of weeks to do it, but that's because I've literally never built out a website. I didn't even know what I wanted my website to look like. So a lot of it was, I was planning as I was going, because I was like, all right, it was I don't want to say unexpected, but it was a spur of the moment thing that Kali Chocolate Twist Yoga had said, listen, Kajabi's giving away a 2-month free trial. That never happens. Sign up right now. And so I was like, all right. And then it was right as soon as I signed up, I knew that the clock was ticking, and I knew I needed to start capitalizing, because I had to maximize on this 2-month free trial and start making money before I started paying them money. And so it was like, okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. So I was literally planning as I was going. So let's just go back. I'm going to close these here. Go back to the landing pages here. So that's the link in bio. If you can see, so I'm actually going to do a second one that I'm going to direct people. So like when I do, because now everybody's getting back to in-person networking events and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to do a page. I started to, I just didn't finish. You can see community development executive and advocate. That's for the bank. So I'm going to do something very similar to my link in bio page, where I'm going to put my corporate headshot here, put like my LinkedIn social media there, my account title, customize all of this stuff here, a little bio of what I do from a corporate banker's perspective. Now check this out. Here's the thought process with that. The thought process with that is, if we go back, let's say this link in bio page was my bank link in bio, right? Let's just go back here. So now I have this dedicated site in Rebrandly. So it's indiad.live/bio. What you can do, and we went over this very briefly in Rebrandly, is that you can create a QR code from a site and you can save that. So what I was thinking was, okay, I'm going to create this link in bio page for the community development exec account, right? So this will be my bank account. I'm going to then link it to Rebrandly, and then from Rebrandly, create the QR code so that when I'm in networking events, now I can just say here, if you want my contact information and you want to know a little bit about me, show them my QR code. They can scan it and it takes them directly to my personal website. And whoever met me that day will not forget me, right? Like, it's one of those things that you make an impact. How do you immediately differentiate yourself? So that's what I'm going to do with there. I have to kind of go along in the process and just tighten this up. You can see all I did was just create the landing page. I haven't edited it yet, so I need to go ahead and do that. What is going on, Sean? What's cracking? How are you? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. So we'll go back to the landing pages. So, and then this was when I was building out the website that I was creating an awareness. I had used this to let everybody know that I was creating the masterclass. And now with the Ecamm on Deck mini masterclass, the registration is live, but if I wanted people to sign up, that was what I did here. Let's just go back to the website page and so you have your websites, you have your landing pages. And so here, if you click on new landing page, here are all the different options. So you can do blank, where you literally start from scratch. I'm not about that life. I need me a template because, and then depending on your categories, here you go. So you have sales, and then you see within sales, there's actually 11 different templates that they have. So if I click on view all, you can see that they have names. So if you want something like that or whatever the case, you just go through all of these. So I actually used this one, the Streamline Home for my landing page. And you can go in and they give descriptions or whatever the case may be. So this one catches my eye. This one here, Luca, if you hit preview, this shows you like what this looks like, right? It gives you a little bit of a description and then you kind of can go through it. So like for a content creator, that's actually pretty cool. And then let me just go back. New landing pages. So you have your sales. Like I said, there's 11 different types for sales. They have a podcast landing page. So that's one of the things. If you look on the left-hand side under products, they have all products, podcasts, and then coaching. So I'm taking advantage of the class for my masterclass coaching. But if you wanted to have a podcast, that actually they'll do that for you. And then you can do the landing page. Let's just go back. Here is an email. So then you have your thank you pages. So if people sign up, whether they're registering for a class, whether they're registering to be notified or anything like that, your thank you landing page, where as soon as they sign up, whether they paid for a class, they registered to be like a community member, they registered to be on your email list or something like that, you can create one of these, basically these thank you pages and customize them. So let's say a client signs up for my Stream Deck Masterclass. As soon as they make payment, once the payment is processed, it's going to take them to a thank you page, and I can customize one of these thank you pages here. So you see you have this very corny like celebration one, or you can customize it with different things. And once you go in, if we click on this, gives you your description. If you click on get started, it literally tells you what to do, right? So like the title, if I do test, create, it's going to do the plugin. It's going to go little by little. And waking up the hamsters. And then here you go. You just literally start to customize block by block, right? So like this block here. So if you wanted to delete that all together, you can scroll down to the bottom. You can delete it. You can see your color. So this is supposed to be for a logo. So you see here, that's your header logo. You would upload your logo. If I go to upload, I'm not going to go through it in detail. I just want to show you guys. So I do have some logos. Here. All right. So you upload it. Give it a second. Hit save, and that should change. It did not. I don't know why it didn't change. Did I do something wrong? Oh, maybe because it's somewhere down here, but then there's the actual words. So I did that wrong. But basically, you get the point. So it's literally that simple. So you can see that, right? And then choose your color, red, save. And then do we want it on the right? Do we change all of that stuff? Let's go back. Kevin says, is your email list collected or stored on Kajabi? It is. It is stored. So if we go back here, and they actually have a whole video of MailChimp versus Kajabi. Obviously, I'm paying for this. Thank you, Obs. Have a good night. I'll be back to my regular scheduled timing later on this week when I'm back home. So I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us until it's your bedtime, Grandma. We love you. I had to throw that out there. But they did do a video. I actually watched it like about a week and a half ago that they compare MailChimp to Kajabi and email list. And they talked about the pros of MailChimp and what MailChimp does really well. Of course, they talked about the pros of what Kajabi does really well. And it really just breaks down to what do you need? If you just need email, they said if all you need is like an email list and email hosting, they actually directed you to use MailChimp. But when you're looking for something like an all-in-one solution, the way I did, they explained the values and how it compares to MailChimp. We just launched a 30-day challenge that's starting in May. That is an email blast, just thinking towards the future that this might work nicely for that type of challenge. I just did all the same type of stuff via MailChimp to get the custom landing page, email capture, as well as the welcome emails. Next is a daily blast starting on Monday. So let's take a look. I don't want to go into, I'm going to go home. I'm not going to, so you can see down here, you have your people. So these are all the people that are on my list. So you see I have, you know, like I'll just give you me, Angie, Paul, right? Like our stuff there, since I've already put all of Paul's information on the internet there. But then if you click on it here, then it gives, right, like all the information. So when was this person added? Are they a member? The email analytics. So what was I sent? It gives you like the broadcast. It tells you all of the stuff there. If you go into analytics itself, here it gives you some information so you can see what some of my revenue, right, has been like since I've done it in since inception. You have your opt-ins. So those are people who have opted in to receive email blasts, and you can break it down in a specific time frame or not. So I haven't really been doing too much marketing. So you can see why it's kind of flatlined in the middle of the month. Now that I'm going to start doing the marketing again for the free webinars, then you'll see that kind of go up and down. We go back to the analytics, subscription metrics. Here you go. So here's some information with your subscription metrics. Let's just move some windows over. So I don't have anything like for recurring revenue or anything like that, but you can see like you have, oh, that's probably for people who are like, because you can do memberships and stuff here. But definitely if we go into marketing itself, so you can see that I have like my Stream Deck 101. That's for the people who purchase the Stream Deck class with the individual 3 one-on-one sessions. This is to send them a separate email so that they can get the dedicated link to schedule their time with me. And then this was for the Stream Deck Masterclass once I launched it, right? So here's your specifics here that I sent 19 emails. All of them were delivered, 73%, right? So here's all of the analytics and information and the people's who I sent it to. If we go in, so here you can go in and create a new email campaign and then what it is, right? So like you just mentioned that the new challenge starts in May and then it's a daily blast. So I would think that you can do like a sequence, right? And so just going through all of that stuff there. If we go back into marketing, so you can see that this is the one that I was working on, that I've been actively working on, the Stream Deck OVO. If we go into new pipeline, you'll see all the different kinds that they have. So what kind of marketing campaign do you want? Do you want like a freebie where you get people to sign up and you give them a checklist, you give them a download, you give them a link to a video that's not necessarily on YouTube, or not like a video that's on maybe unlisted on your YouTube account that only people will have access to it by signing up, right? Not something that people can get regularly. You have your sales page. If you're launching a product, your Zoom webinar. So that's what I'm using right now to create the awareness for my masterclass. I'm going to do the free Zoom mini masterclass. If you have a book, if you're doing a book, then you can create that. A coaching campaign. Oh, that's interesting. So I need to look at that, and then sales page or a blank. So if we click on the coaching campaign, what I love about the Kajabi website is that there's practically videos for almost everything that they offer. And the videos are actually really helpful. So I watch these videos and I listen to it. You can see that they get straight to the point. So this particular video is 54 seconds and it just tells you what this does. If you look on top, so you can see here within this campaign that there's your sales page. 3 emails are going to be sent out. And then after those 3 emails are going to be sent out, you have your thank you page. So I don't have my sound out, but you can see that he's telling you what he's doing in this video is that he's telling you how this coaching pipe campaign will work. And then if you want to create your pipeline here, I'm just going to leave the name here because I can delete all of this stuff after the fact. So I'm going to leave it like this, let it build out, and see what this looks like. And so you can see here, right, like the sequence. So get your pipeline ready to share with the world. And it tells you 2 steps left, your sales page, your thank you page. And so basically, as you click on each block, if we just go in, so now the same thing, very simple. And that's what I mean by it's very intuitive once you start working on it. Because once you start working on all the different pages and you know how one page worked, for the most part, almost every other page is going to work the same. So it's kind of like, all right, I did this one, I got it down, I completely understood it. Now you can really go into all of the different options and the tools that they have available and just like start doing quick hitters, right? So again, you click on your blocks, you change all the information here. If you want to do a video, so like here, you can upload a video and if whatever, this is supposed to be for coaching. So explain the value. You would do a talking head video and explain the value of what you can offer as a coach or as a consultant, etc. So you customize all of that stuff. And then if we click down here in the middle, this coaching campaign OVO sequence, here you can see your invitation, which is going to be sent immediately. In day 4, that's going to be an email where you can customize that there. If we click on that, you can see here, now this is going to customize, you're customizing the email that was sent out. And so you change all of this stuff here. So you change the title, the subject, and then the paragraph itself. You can add pictures, yada, 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 and then your thank you. So if we go back to the one that I'm almost pretty much done, it's this Stream Deck webinar here. And so if I click on this, so you can see, right, here's the registration page. Then I have the Stream Deck webinar OVO for email, reminder emails. So that's 4 emails before the event, 5 emails after the event. You can delete if you don't want to have 4. Let's say you want to do 3 and 3. You can delete the emails in sequence. Once they sign up, you kind of, I don't want to say you skip this because these are timed events. But then once they sign up, it takes them to your confirmation page. Once the webinar is done, then this is going to give them a sales page and then the offer checkout, right? So if we just click on this just so you guys can see, because I pretty much have this almost all customized. You can see here, so I customized the blocks. The first one is going to be on this Thursday at 8 p.m. It's hosted by me. So then you're going to register by putting your name and email information, right? And then I customized the color. I did the background. And so if we want to see what this looks like, now I'm just going to do my preview. And then this is what this looks like, right? So I customize this little background picture in Canva itself. And so that's it. When someone signs up, they're just going to put their name, their email, and then it's going to send them the first email sequence. So if we go back, and now let's go back to the email sequences. Now here are the event actions. So here's the registration. So they're going to register. And once they register and they put in the information from this page here, this email is what's going to be sent, right? So I'm going to click on it so we can take a look at it. And so I customized everything here. So when do you want the email to be sent out? As soon as they register. And then this is what it's going to be. So the subject is eCam on deck, registration confirmed. You can see here that I customized it. So that person's first name, that's what's here. I customized the body a little bit, put the language so that it can kind of sound like it's coming from me. The templates in the body, they do give you templates and they do give you language on its own where you can just leave it and then just put the specifics of like the name of the actual webinar. You can change where here you said says first name. If we click on personalize, you can choose. Do you want first name, last name? Do you just want the name, the email? Do you want all of this information here? I just want it to be first name. Then like the section that was here where you see I have bullets, it said list bullets of what they're if we go into, let me see. I already customized the first ones that are going out ahead of time. So you won't see the language, but we'll go back to email 5. And then you can see I went and I put my picture here that I customized. So what you can do is if we go down, you can preview this in browser. So when you preview this in browser, this opens up a whole nother window of what this looks like. And it always defaults to Paul. Every time it always I don't know why I didn't choose that, but it always defaults to Paul. And so this email is addressing Paul. And then this is what this looks like, right? The email itself in browser, or you can choose to send a test email. And when you choose to send a test email, you can choose whichever email, you hit send preview, and then it'll actually, and so what I do is, as I edit these, as I'm editing the body, I preview it in browser, and then once I feel like it's done, then I send myself the finished product of the send test email because I want to see what that looks like from both my cell phone and from my computer. Kevin is saying, this is making me think I should have looked more towards the future before going all in with MailChimp. Kevin, I'll send you the link to that video because the video is really good and you should be able to, but did you pay already? Is that the thing? If you paid already for MailChimp, I don't know. But I know that you can bring all of that stuff. If I remember the video directly, I believe you can bring all of the stuff in to Kajabi to make it a little bit more seamless. You say, Kevin says, biggest thing is we had MailChimp list about 800 deep from that before we started years ago. Yeah. So you definitely want to make sure that you can migrate. That's the word. You can migrate your list into Kajabi. And like I said, I'm pretty sure when I watched that video, you can migrate it. Kevin says, does everyone start your Stream Deck Masterclass on the same day, or can each individual start when they purchase their own and go at their own pace? Absolutely. We can take a look at that from the owner's perspective, because I can actually see the progress of people and it shows where they're at. You can make announcements. So that's really cool as well. So I just want to go back into this. So you can see here, so these are the emails ahead of time. I've already customized almost every email before the class. So you have, right, 2 days before the event. Leave, yes. So the same thing, I went and I customized my day 2. If we go in to 1 day before, the same thing here. So is it? Yep. So I'm just waiting on some testimonial from Paul because he's like halfway through the masterclass and he's already given me some feedback. Gigi is also going to give me a testimonial and some feedback with stuff that I've helped her from kind of like a coaching perspective to just give testimonial that I'm going to have on my website as well to talk about me as a coach and as a consultant. So I'm going to put that here. And then this will be sent out. And then you have like then after the fact. So I'm going to show you guys, let's look at 1 day after the event to show you what the language looks like that they give you, the generic language. So all of this stuff you have to go in, and it's so funny because I use Paul as a test dummy for everything. So when I set it up, I usually think that I'm done and I'm like, here, what do you think? And I send it to Paul, I text him the link, and then he responds back. He's like, this isn't customized, or look at this, and he'll screenshot. And it works really well, having a partner from someone that is completely like naked to the eye. So Paul is really good for that stuff. And I really value his input because he'll tell me. So like when he got the first email, it had something like first name, I think, or whatever it was. These blocks, I didn't realize that I had to go in and actually, let me see, like this here where it says goal. Because the problem is with Kajabi, I will tell you guys, if you are going to use Kajabi, use it from Chrome, because what happened was when I first did this, the very first email, this email number 1, and I sent it to Paul, this body here on the right-hand side didn't show up in Safari. So I didn't even realize that. Then Paul sent me the screenshot and I was like, okay, something's wrong. And so then when I switched to browsers and I logged in from Chrome, all of this stuff showed up. So you can see here, right? Like, look at the brackets. where I highlight on the page. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Yep. Where I highlight on the page, it tells you list the bonuses that come with the course, right? So then at that point, you're supposed to delete that section and then list the bonuses and put it in your language. So it really gives you a good template. You just have to go in and just make it yours and talk about it from your perspective so that when your buyers and when your clients are looking at it, they're already getting a little taste of you and they're getting a snippet of you. So that's that with the pipeline management. The amount of pipelines that you can get, like I said, if you really look at this, the marketing and the email campaigns, like it's great. The options that you have, it's all done for you. So for me, that's, going back with how I started initially with the conversation, talking about inexpensive versus expensive and really thinking about that value proposition. Yeah, I'm paying out of pocket $200, but then it puts a fire up my butt to really then market myself and to get those customers, right? Those paying customers so that the products pay for itself. And also that I capitalize. That's why I want to make sure that, if we go back to website, that's why I want to start doing the blog, because if I position myself from in the blog and people start searching, if it's properly if it's properly SEO'd, then people can find out about me and my website through my blog. So kind of thinking about all of that stuff from that perspective. Kevin says, that's amazing that they give you the language to send all of that. Yeah, it's really great. And I'm thoroughly impressed that at like $200, that's a whole bill, right? Like when you think about that, that's a good amount of money. It's not cheap. You definitely have to be in a place to be able to afford it initially, or you have to have that fire up your ass, for lack of better words, to be able to have it pay for itself. So when I started thinking about it, that's what I said. I said, all right, even if I stay with the plan at $150, I need to sell, 5 products, even if they're at $25 a month. So obviously my masterclass is on the higher end. It's not $25. The masterclass starts at $250. And then the more expensive one with the one-on-ones is $300. But even if I thought about, okay, can I sell some things that where I can market it $25 a month, 5 products? I'm sure that I can do that. Even if we talked about, like if I thought about it from, let's say, the chamber perspective, where I'm reaching out to business owners and I create lower thirds for them and I show them how to bring lower thirds on the screen, right? Like when you really think about it from that perspective, I was like, all right, I know that I can take advantage and do enough, but I have to actually put in the work so that I'm not paying out of pocket. Kevin says the value on return is really not so bad with all they offer you. Exactly 100%, Kevin. You are so right with that. Think about hiring someone to come up with all these templates and copywriting. Exactly, right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like the value that I saw once I went into it and I was like, all right, I got this for free for 2 months. What do I do? And when I started looking, and like I said, even from the podcast, so Angie and I, we have our podcast that we're going to build out, but this is really making me say, you know what? I can do a podcast. I can host, Doc has been telling me to host like a financial literacy podcast that I've been talking about with my really good friends at the bank. And, I have my best friend, where now she's a life coach and she worked with me when we were at TD Bank. My other friend, Roxanne, she comes on in the chat every now and again. Roxanne also works in the community development world where we help low to moderate income individuals. So we can talk about generational wealth, building home ownership, like understanding, so I think about that where I'm like, oh man, I'm already have the one tool. How can I branch out and bring it all together and make it work for me and really capitalize on these $200? Really? So you know who told me that? The very first person that ever told me that, and thank you, the very first person who actually picked up the phone and told me that was DJ Strict almost 2 years ago. He called me and he was like, listen, I'm a DJ, like literally, right? Like he's on the radio, literally a DJ. He was like, you have the voice for it. You have the engagement. You need to start a podcast. You absolutely, I don't care what it is. You need to start a podcast. So I know that I want to do it with Angie. You guys have already seen our dynamic. I already know that once we get that, like the ball rolling and we get it up and running, I know that that's going to be great. I've just been trying to think about what do I want that podcast to be? And I think I do want it to be that financial literacy, generational wealth, kind of aspect, revenue. I'm like, I don't want to be in a million different places at once. But that's something that I'm definitely going to do. Jack and I are launching a second podcast, Quick Daily Motivation, hopefully 5 minutes or less. That's really cool. So I actually, there's a podcast that I absolutely love, and it's called 7 Good Minutes. Clyde Lee Davis, I think, or Clyde Lee Dennis. My favorite podcast ever because it's 7 minutes or less. Check it out if you haven't already and use that for inspiration because I've been listening to it for the last 4 years. One of my favorite podcasts. If you have the knowledge after you start one, it's going to be launching a podcast for everything. Exactly. So let's go back. So here is and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. I just really wanted to show you because I've been super impressed the last 2 months. And so when I was talking yesterday about how I'm looking forward, I don't want to say how I'm looking forward for this challenge to be over because there's so many things that I have in the works. This is just a glimpse of why I'm looking forward for the next 50 days, for it to be done for the most part, not because I don't enjoy live streaming and not because this is not invaluable or I'm over it. That's not it. But it's because once I'm done with this daily live streaming, I get all of that time back where if, let's say on Mondays, I work on my blog every week, right? Mondays and Tuesdays, I work on the blog and release a new blog every week on whatever dedicated day. And then on Wednesdays, I can work on, let's say, the podcast that I just described. And I can do all of that stuff here. So that's why I'm like, oh man, once I get my time back and I'm done with these next 50 days, my content creation level, that's where it's really going to go from where I'm at here. And I feel like it's going to be catapulted the way I described last night, that I feel like it's, what is it? The thing that pulls back, the slingshot, the thing, that thing right there. But I feel like it's going to be like a slingshot because all of these things, this is what I was referencing last night, is that these are all the little things that I'm just kind of slowly pulling back. And then once I go and I have my time back throughout the evenings that I'm not streaming, because look at tonight. Tonight we've been going over this in detail and I absolutely love that we've been going over this. I love Kevin's engagement. You guys all are usually engaged at some point or another. So I know that I'm bringing value to you guys. And this is why I want to make sure that I will keep a live stream one day during the middle of the week, because this is the content that I'm going to keep bringing in the weekday, whatever that day that looks like, once a week. And then the weekend will be ladies' night. So Kevin says, if I can give people one tip, it'll be start one piece at a time and be consistent with it before adding another new piece. Exactly that, right? So that's why I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to do the podcast. That's on my list. I know I'm going to do the blog. That's on my list. But for right now, the priority was really getting the Stream Deck Masterclass up and running, really capitalizing on these live streams, right? So then once that's over, it's like, all right, what can I attack next? What does that look like next for me? So just going in, so let's look at how they kind of separate everything here. So you can see here, I have my products. So technically under my products, I only have one product, which is the masterclass itself. If we go into coaching, now you can see if I click on coaching and then I go into programs, now you can see I have actually 3 different programs. So I have the 30-minute discovery call. The 30-minute discovery call is a free call that if you want some sort of help from me, whatever that is, whether it's eCam help, whether it's like remote production help, whether it's Stream Deck, whatever it is, if you want any type of help from me, I'm going to do the 30-minute discovery call from you. If we go in and I click on session template, so here, this is what the customer sees once they sign up for that 30-minute discovery call. So I have this little description here. I added these agenda items. So these are the things that I know I'm going to ask the client. That's our agenda for the discovery call. What's your end goal? Overview of your knowledge and current workflow. What systems and programs are you currently using, right? So that's an important question, like I said, because I've gotten clients from the chamber where they're Windows users. So then I still need to, I don't talk about it with you guys as much because I know you guys all use Ecamm, but I kind of still look at OBS and I need to make sure that I understand OBS. I have a good basic knowledge of it, because then those customers that have Windows computers, they're not necessarily, they may not be doing enough to go out and buy a whole new MacBook and stuff. So if they just want something like with overlays and switching camera scenes and stuff like that, I can set them up on OBS. So that's where that question of what systems and programs are you currently using, because that helps me prep and know how I'm going to guide the conversation. And then of course, what gear and equipment do you currently own? So, if we talk about someone like Angie, where she had this DSLR, but she didn't have a mic, she didn't have a light, right? So again, understanding those things. If you click on this, you can go to adding an action item. And then if there's resources that I want to give. So I am going to be building out like PDF template giveaways of, let's say, a streaming checklist or a Zoom checklist or something like that. Again, one piece at a time, but then I can add that stuff here. If there's links, so you know what I should actually add as a resource, I can do a link. And so here I can do Ecamm free trial. I didn't even think about that, but then I can give them my affiliate link here, right? indiad.live/Ecamm. So if they do have a Mac and I'm like, listen, you want to see what I do, you like how I look, you absolutely need to test, you need to try out Ecamm. Now they can sign out from the free trial directly from that discovery call. The same thing with the kit and the gear. If I, recommend that they get a Stream Deck because they don't have one already, right? So adding this here, and then we're just going to do indiad.live/kit. Save. Okay, cool. So now I just added 2 resources that would be valuable, right? Save this here. And so now you got this little eyeball right above my head, right over here, right there, right there. If we click on it, that should take me to when someone signs up. This is the discovery call. So, right, the website link is indiad.live/discovery. When they click on that link, this is what they're going to see, right? So check it out. This is just a description. This is everything here. 30-minute discovery call, single session. Here's the description that I put. Discuss where you are in your content creation or live video production workflow, blah, blah, blah. And now check this out. Here are the agenda items. So as we go, we can check that off, right? The person, if they want, they can add some notes here that I can see, or notes for me. And let's check on resources. And now here are the links. And what I did was I did a 30-minute discovery call in Calendly, because Kajabi syncs up with your Calendly. So then if we click on schedule now this takes me straight to my Calendly, and here you go. I labeled it all the same exact thing. Discovery call to understand your needs so that I can create a custom package catered for you, and they can schedule themselves from within Calendly, and then it'll be on there directly, right? So I wanted to show you guys that there. So if we go back, that's my discovery call. And then the coaching package for 3 sessions and the 1-hour coaching session, the package, the agenda is literally the same. They're just it depends on the needs of the person. Do they need 3 classes or 3 one-on-one sessions, or will one one-on-one session work? If we go into it, just to show you, again, the session template. So here I didn't do a session template, because each session, the coaching/consultant, for the most part, could be different for every single person. So what I would do is I would take the information from that discovery call as I write notes, right? As I'm listening to what they need, once they pay, right? Because that's the thought process. The thought process is you're going to do the discovery call. I'm going to give you that 30 minutes for free. I'm going to figure out what you need. And the next transition would be you're going to buy a 1 hour session, or you're going to buy 3 1 hour sessions. And then I'm going to take my notes from when I listened it to you from that discovery call, and I'm going to create a dedicated agenda for you personally. If we go back, and I haven't seen for a while, probably because I changed the timing. If we go back in, I helped Irving Fryer. And if I go back to dashboard, you can see, so if you look on the right, you can see I have 1 active client, 4 completed sessions, and then the revenue that I've created in the last 30 days. If we click on clients, here you can see that these are the clients. So I helped Irving with a 1 hour session, right? If we click on it here, now you can see some specifics, but I don't think I can go back. So probably because the session has passed already. Yeah, I can't show you guys. What I wanted to do was show you guys. I customized it for him. And because the session has passed, you can't see it, unfortunately. But what you can do is up until you schedule that session, you actually can go in. So let me see. I have someone who they have 1 more session left. So if we go back here and let me see, maybe actually I need to go back into products, coaching. Oh, past. And can I go into his ear? There you go. So actually I needed to go into past. So if you go into the past coaching session, it shows when I have the session with him. I used the Zoom link because I linked my Zoom. And then here, this is what I'm saying, that from the discovery call, once they pay for they book a section, they book a paid session, I can go back now, and in the sessions, I can cater it and put specifics, right? So here you have the information that I worked with through him. So purchasing your own domains, Rebrandly, Calendly, TubeBuddy, and then you can see here, once you have set up the accounts, right? So some notes for him. If you record the Zoom session, you can actually upload that for the client directly. So you can put that here. You can take that recorded Zoom session and provide that to them. And Kajabi will host that for you on the site so that they have easy access. So that eliminates sending, like putting it to your Google Drive or your like Dropbox and sending them the link. You can keep it all from within Kajabi so that you keep yourself really organized. And then you can see the agenda, right? So you can add things here. Now, the reason why you can see Restream, Rebrandly, and Calendly are not checked off is because technically what we did was he paid for a 1 hour session because he knew he wanted me to help him, but we didn't do the discovery session. Or we did the discovery session, but Kajabi thought it was the 1 hour session. So the discovery session is where I got all this information. I went and I put this in the agenda of what I need to review with him. And now he's going to schedule the actual 1 hour class with me. And then we're going to go over it. And so with that discovery session, what I did with him was that I gave him my affiliate links, right? For Restream, for not Calendly, but like for TubeBuddy. I gave him all that stuff. And I told them, okay, so you're going to buy your own domain. We went through all of that stuff. I said, once you have your own domain and you created accounts with Restream, all I told them to do was create the accounts, log in and create an account with all of these. So like that, once you schedule your actual 1 hour session with me, now I can help you set them up, right? Because I told them, I said, I don't want you to waste time while you're on the phone with me, registering, putting your information, all of that good stuff. So go through the registration, have all of these done. And so that's why I put this here for him so that he can remember what he needs to do because he has access to this as the customer. And then once he's done that, then he can come back to me and then we can actually finish the coaching session and I can check that stuff off. So if we go into resources, you can see here the affiliate links. That's what I gave him, right? So I gave him the affiliate links for Restream, my TubeBuddy affiliate link, and then just, the information there. And did I leave notes? I didn't leave notes for him. Shared notes. I do have nope, I don't have any private notes, but you can do shared notes. And then if you want to have private notes for you as the coach and the instructor that you don't want your client to see, you can put that in private notes. And then if you have shared notes that you want to make sure that your client sees, you can put that there. So that is a very high level overview of, and that's what, all right. So I'll go back. I wanted to show you the coaching. Excuse me. You can see the programs there. If we go back, you got your settings. So you can see here, right? Like I connected my Calendly. That's all they have for right there. If we go back to products. So Kevin says, I really like this. I'm going to be checking out Kajabi more. Kevin, I have a Kajabi affiliate link. Did you sign up yet? Because if you didn't, you can use my affiliate link. Where is my affiliate link? Paul, I don't know if you're still here. Because I know it's like that this is an all day thing for you. So let me go in. I do have it. Oh, what would you know? It's indiad.live/Kajabi. So let me just go in here. So I would say, Kevin, you can, I'll send you, hold on. Yes. So let me just go into the chat really quick for you. There you go. He was on it. Latency. Thanks, Paul. Thank you, my good friend. I really appreciate you. So that's my affiliate link there. So definitely, it helps me. You know the deal. It helps me. Affiliate links helps your content creator, whatever. But you can sign up for that there. And then I can help you out with anything, Kevin. I got you. Kali is really good. So it's so funny. Kali helped me. She did a 1-hour session with me. And she just gave me ideas of how to really capitalize and really think out the box. And so that's why I know that's a whole almost 3 or 4 weeks from now. Kali's going to come in. Kali will be on May 12th. And, she's going to be doing ladies night. So we're going to have a good time. But I do want her to talk about Kajabi and her experience because she's been doing it a lot, and she'll come into the Discord, the LGL Discord, and do co-working and let you watch over her shoulder where she creates funnels and landing pages and stuff like that. So, so let's take a look. Let's go back to the product here. Your guys are so funny. So let's go back to this product here for sure thank you. I appreciate you. And let's look at this Mastering Your Stream Deck here. And so this is what it looks like from me as the owner, as the creator, right? So you can see here. So this is the course. I have my introduction, and then I broke it down. Your fundamentals, advanced tools and tips. You can see I created a section from the Stream Deck pedal, specific plugins. Now check this out. Within the plugins, if we collapse this, you can see I have courses on Ecamm Live itself, or one class on Ecamm Live. That's the video. Here's a description of what this looks like. So just to show you on the back end of what that looks like. And you can either draft this. So if we look at it from a user's perspective, this is what it looks like from the user's perspective. That is a really bad picture of me. But then you can see, right? So look on the right-hand side, you have your specific plugins. So within that category, the first class is Ecamm. The second one is Zoom. The third one is Apple Music or Spotify. The fourth one is PowerPoint or Keynote. If I go back, let me go back one more. You can see I have OBS as a draft for a specific plugin. And that's because I needed to launch this, right? Because I was on a time crunch. So I didn't record it, but I have to go back and actually record how to, and it's the same exact thing. If you guys, how to use the Ecamm plugin, they have like a show hide camera. They have a show hide overlay. They have all of that stuff. I just need to record it, but I have it here for myself, but it's in draft mode. So my clients won't see that. As soon as I change that from draft to publish, they'll be able to see that. Now, here's the other thing as well. Check this out. people, when when the customers are on it, if they have questions, they can leave questions there for me, and that'll come up on my end. You can see the same thing with Philips Smart Hue lights. I have to do one for if this, then that. I thought I had that. Is that under advanced tools? It is under, right? So then under advanced tools, you can see here, I have 3 more that are drafts. So I need to go in and do all of that good stuff, right? So I got to record these. And as soon as I'm done, so now the people who have paid for it, they have access to all of these courses, right? So if I click on the fundamentals, all of these classes here in the fundamentals, they have access to everything that's here. All of these that are published. So right now within my advanced tools, there are 2 classes that are published. As soon as I go in and I record the one for if this, then that, and I publish it, the one for timestamps, they'll have access to that. And then what I can do as the creator is that I can actually make an announcement. So I can go into announcements and I can say, right, I can do a new announcement. So let's say I go and I finish the categories for advanced tools and tips. I can make an announcement and say to my current clients, by the way, I just released 3 new classes under the advanced tools and tips section. Be sure to check those out when you get a minute so that they'll get it on their end. So then here's the thought process for my customers who have paid as the Stream Deck, right? Because that's an ever evolving thing. Like think about the Stream Deck pedal. As the Stream Deck, they create new plugins, as they create new pieces of hardware. If they change, let's say, like how they made the Stream Deck store with the music section, as they evolve the product and the software, I can go in and evolve my masterclass and continue to bring value to my current clients, and then make announcements and let them know, hey, right now it's Stream Deck 5.0, the software. I can tell them, hey, Stream Deck just came out with software 6.0. Here's a quick recap. I want to make sure that you're comfortable with it, and go through a class and add that to that for them. Let's hear. Kevin says, especially since you are the one who has sold me on so many aspects of what it can do. Good stuff, sir. I appreciate you. So I wanted to show you that. You can see here, so if we look at offers, so then with the offers, so you have the products. You saw that I only have one product, which is the masterclass itself, which are all of the lessons. It's the course. But then within the offers is the actual pricing structure. So the wording sometimes can get a little bit confusing, but again, once you figure it out, it's easy to keep track of. So you have, if the people who just want the Mastering Your Stream Deck individually, that package is $250, and I tried to do it from a good value proposition, right? So for $50 more, or whatever that number is, you're not only going to get the full lessons, but you're also going to get 3 individual one-on-one lessons for me that people can do one of 2 things. They can either schedule the lessons with me individually and have me help them. Now, they're not full 1-hour sessions. They're 3 25-minute sessions, but that's still a good amount of time. And if the people were to do it in, I don't want to say a smart way, but if they wanted to do it in the most effective way, they'd go through the masterclass themselves, go through the entirety, or pick the stuff that they know they're absolutely going to use, right? Like for us in this community, you're most likely going to use the Ecamm Live plugin. You're most likely going to use any one of the smart plugs plugin, whether it's Philips, it's if this, then that, the Govee lights, right? Stuff like that. Royalty-free music from the music store, right? Go through all of that stuff, because then if you have issues and you're still not sure, right? If you really want a better deep dive of, let's say, Ecamm Live and how I use it, now you went through the basic class, and then you can take one of those 25-minute one-on-one classes with me, and now we can do a deep dive and make it work for you in your scenes and your overlays, etc. So you see I have that there. If we look at the members, you can see that there's 6 current members right now for the Stream Deck class. So it shows you this. So this is what you were asking about, the logins and the progress, right? So you have the product progress. It shows here. It shows how many times the people have logged in, and then once they've started on here. So that's good for analytics to understand where you're at. something like this for me from a customer service aspect, what I would use that for, in all honesty, is that, maybe a month and a half after the users have purchased it, just sending them a follow-up email of, and not, saying anything like, hey, I noticed you haven't logged in, or hey, I noticed you haven't taken the class, but just a reminder of, I'm here for you whenever you're ready. Just wanted to let you know if you have any questions, how's the class going? Something from that perspective, because I don't want to be that type of business owner and that type of entrepreneur of, okay, I took your money, now I forgot about you. Because for me, these clients are all prospective repeat clients, right? So we spoke about, like, I know K-Walk signed up for one of the master classes, and she told me she wants me to do a master class on LumaFusion. So understanding the potential for repeat clients, for me, that's how I would use the analytics of checking in on my clients, letting them know that I'm still there to support them, whatever their pace is, but I don't never want it to be that I took your money and, oh, well, I don't care. And sometimes with certain clients, you may need to do that. But again, it's just the approach. That's me. I buy things, then overthink them for months before I implement them. Right. And it's one of those things that it's out of sight, out of mind. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Like Gretchen, she signed up. She's still doing her 100 days. Gigi has signed up, but Gigi's now, she is buying her home and working out from her current home to a new home and things like that. So everybody has like real life stuff going on. For me, the most important thing is just to let my clients know and my community know I'll be here when you need me, and staying top of mind from them. So that's kind of like sales 101. I get that from the bank, because it's even as a loan officer, if I keep my clients and I send them, you bought a house, it's been a year, you bought a house, let me send you an anniversary card. When you're ready to refi, because I stood top of mind, you're going to come back to me for the refinance, as opposed to, oh, I did your purchase and now I totally forgot about you. Kind of that perspective. Let me see. So you can set up coupons here. This shows your payments. What's really cool is the affiliates. So you can set up right. So I told Paul I was going to set up an affiliate link for him, because he's always helping me to promote it. So then to help Paul help me and to encourage him, I'm going to give Paul an affiliate link. So like that, if he tells people about the eCam and naturally, right, because I'm a big believer that if you're like, Paul is on here every day, he's not on my payroll, but I do give back to him. I help him. And I've told him, listen, if I make money from these classes and I know it's someone that has signed up, because he's the one doing the work and giving people, for the most part, the links and stuff like that, let me cut you a check, kind of like affiliate income. So Kajabi actually makes it really easy to create affiliate links here directly. And so you can do that for all of your customers. You can tell all of your customers, hey, if you really like this masterclass and you know someone else who may take advantage of it, if you refer them, I'll give you 5%, I'll give you 10%, I'll give you 20%, whatever number that looks like to you. But that's really cool. You can do that. Yeah. So, when you are a commission-based officer like me, it's all about, you got to be sales, but do it from a genuine perspective, like not a sleazy perspective, because then you get the business constantly. So let's see, really does sell it. I see it all the time. Right. Exactly. And so for me, I've told them you guys see that I've made some money. I've cut Paul on the eCam classes. I've cut Paul almost like 10% of that. And then the same thing, when I get people who buy me a coffee on the streams, I give Paul a portion of whatever I do. And I usually do it kind of like on a monthly basis, because if somebody buys me one coffee, it's $5. Like, what am I going to do? I'm going to send them $3. I'm not doing that. But what I do is I keep track of it, and I'll either, if I've made a good chunk of money, like again, if I've made in 2 or 3 weeks, if I've made like $40, I'll send them $20, because my thought process is, if I'm not, that's money that I didn't account for, right? And he's helping me. He's putting the links there, which make it easy for someone else to buy me the money. So I'm going to cut you a little bit because you're helping me out, right? Like, we both win. And then it helps him and it keeps him motivated to help me, because He's here every single day, right? So if he's on people's streams, whether it's on a weekly basis, it's every day. And that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But I say that because it's the same thing with affiliate income. You want to incentivize it and give people a piece of it, because the thought process is they're doing the work for me. They're doing the marketing for me. So the people, chances are, like with affiliate marketing, that community that someone else is talking to about my product, maybe I didn't necessarily have the income, and that's money that I wouldn't have gotten either way. So what does it hurt me that I'm giving them a portion that had it not been for them, I would be at zero. I'm good. I'd rather be at whatever that number is and give you a portion than be at zero, right? Anyway. Alex uses the affiliate thing for his eCam. Yeah, he definitely does. So that's another difference between the $150 model over the $200 model. And that's what I had told Paul initially. So initially I was sending Paul money separately because on the 150, the base package, you can't do affiliate income. Where on the $200 package, that new affiliate link is now turned on for me. I didn't have that before. So that was something that I spoke to him separately. And I said, listen, for 2 months, because I'm not upgrading just because. So we'll keep track of it. I'll send you money when I get it. It hits my bank account. I send it to you. And then I'll turn on the affiliate links as soon as I get access to it. So understanding, again, the value from $150 to $200, you're getting so much more. One last thing for you to worry about while you talk about whatever you're talking about, and they sell it because they've got the links in the chat. Exactly. It's just so much easier. And then this just here, right? So my offers, these are all my offers that I have. So I have my coaching packages, I have the Stream Deck Plus, the one-on-one, and then you can have, again, your high level overview of how many you've sold, how much revenue you've made, how much each thing is, and then how many products are in here. And then the same exact thing. If you click on new offer, we can just say test offer just to show you what that looks like. You can select a product. So right now, and you can see it says optional. So I can either create a new product. So what would the next product that I create? Let's say the next product I create is going to be the LumaFusion class. So right now, actually, let's do that. So let's type in LumaFusion. And right now I don't have the product, so that's fine. You can do, so check this out. You can do one-time payment, you can do multiple payments, or you can do a subscription. With the subscription, you can also drip content. So this probably just needs to be a second day because I'm going on 2 hours and I know Angie wants to come into bed because I have taken over her bedroom. I forgot I'm not home. Sorry, honey. So we'll probably come back into this maybe tomorrow, and I'll go into what creating a new product looks like, and then talking about community, the way you said, Kevin, and looking at these different payment options and talking about the dripping content and all of those different features. So we are going to end it there. I need to make sure Angie still loves me because I went on and on and on. But this was great. I really appreciate you guys. Let me lower. I don't know where my Stream Deck. Oh, there it is. Let me lower this. Let's go in, lower that a little bit. I'm glad you thought so, my good friend. You know how important it is for me to add value for you guys. So I had been wanting to go over this for a while, but I really needed to make sure that I familiarized myself with enough of it to explain it to you guys. So no, it's all good. I mean, we do it to each other. Tell Angie sorry for keeping her on the sofa. She's downstairs. She's been downstairs on the sofa, probably just watching TV, binge watching reality TV. So thank you, Lewis, for staying and hanging out. I appreciate you. So tomorrow we'll go over the rest of that stuff. I'm glad you thought so too, Paul. You guys are the best. You guys do great to just make my already confident self even more confident. I'll tell you that. But I will catch you guys. We are halfway through. Tomorrow I'll be back. Day 51. Counting down. All right, you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Oh, I forgot. Look, I changed. Did you see? I changed. I did the little camera overlay so I can keep an eye on you guys. I was like, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't change for the stream to end when the video is over. I gotta do that myself. All right, you guys, bye.